Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and today I'm solving October-November 2016 paper. This is a theory paper. I've already solved section A in my previous videos and you can find the link in the description. Today I'm going to start with section B. So section B question number 7 says, alright, so answer 3 questions from this section in the spaces provided. This is according to the paper pattern of 2016. Now the paper pattern has changed and you need to go accordingly. Alright, so question number 7 says, in the contact process, sulfur trioxide is made up by the catalytic oxidation of sulfur dioxide. In the closed container, the following equilibrium is set up. The reaction is exothermic. Name the catalyst used in this reaction. Alright, so the catalyst used in this reaction is going to be vanadium oxide, vanadium 5 oxide. It's V2O5. Alright, so it's V2O5. Alright, you can mention it in this form. You do not need to write vanadium pentaoxide. You can even mention it in this form. So basically we have vanadium in it and oxygen in it, so it's vanadium and oxide. Because we have 5 of oxygen, so we're going to say pentaoxide. Moving on to part B. Part B says, draw a dot and cross diagram of an oxygen molecule. Show only the outer shell electrons. Okay, so we are going to draw the diagram of one oxygen molecule. Alright. Oxygen, what is oxygen? Oxygen is basically O2. Right? So we're going to draw like this, a shell. Remember, they have covalent bondings. Alright. So basically this is one oxygen and this is the second oxygen. Alright. Now if we will look at the outer shell electrons, this is the other oxygen. Alright, the outer shell electron of one oxygen, they have 6 outer shell electrons actually. So it's 1. Alright, then we have 2, and then we have 3, 4, it's 4, 5 and 6. Alright, this is how we're going to form 6 electrons in one oxygen, and now we're going to go towards the other oxygen. Let's take black color. Alright, and now we are going to show, because they have double covalent bond, so this is going to be for the second oxygen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Alright, always remember that this is how you're going to draw it, and now I'm explaining you. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means the octet is completed. So basically it has double covalent bond. That means it has 4 bonding electrons in it. 4 electrons that are involved in bonding. It's just one more question, pretty simple. Moving on to part C, the graph shows the percentage yield of sulfur trioxide at different temperatures. Describe how and explain why the percentage yield of sulfur trioxide changes with temperature. So basically it is because if we look at it, so there is very little change at low temperatures. Alright, at low temperature there is basically, like, you can all say that there is almost no change, like there is a very little change in here. Alright, on lower temperatures, however, yield is decreasing as soon as the temperature is decreasing. There is quite a decrease over here in the temperature, and this tells us that reaction is exothermic as the equilibrium moves towards the left as temperature is increased. Alright, so as the temperature is increased, the yield side is decreasing, that is the right side, and the reactant side we can say is increasing. So that is why it is an exothermic reaction. Alright, moving on to Part 2 suggests why the reaction is carried out at 450 degrees Celsius and not 250 degrees Celsius. As we know that if we see over here, at 450 degrees Celsius, the reaction is faster as compared to at 250 degrees Celsius. So that is why we use 450 degrees Celsius. Alright, so moving on to part D, describe how and explain why the position of equilibrium changes when the pressure increases. When the pressure increases, always remember that it will shift towards the side where there are lesser moles. The equilibrium will shift towards the side where moles are fewer. So if we look at it over here in the equation, we have 3 moles over here and we only have 2 moles over here. Hence we can say that it will move towards right hand side, alright, or towards the product side. And why, I just told you the reason, because it has lesser moles on the right hand side. Moving on to part E, sulfur trioxide oxidizes hydrogen bromide to form sulfur dioxide, which is basically SO2, alright, and bromine, that is Br2, alright, and water, which is H2O, everybody knows that. And sulfur trioxide is mainly SO3, as it's also given in the question above. We can see the formula for sulfur trioxide. So if we form the equation of it, sulfur trioxide oxidizes, that means that we have oxidizes, that means we have one more reactant over here, which is oxidizes what? Hydrogen bromide, alright. So it basically oxidizes hydrogen bromide, which is HBr, alright, and then it is forming sulfur dioxide, bromine and water, SO2 plus Br2 plus water, which is H2O, alright. Alright, so now we're gonna balance this equation. How to balance it? If we look, we have 2 Brs over here, we have 1s, we have 2s, 3. So oxygen is already balanced since we have 1, 2 and 3. Sulfur 1 on both sides. Bromine and hydrogen are unbalanced, so we need to add 2 over here. And now the equation is balanced since we have 2 hydrogens as well as 2 bromines on both the sides. Alright, now moving on to the next question, that is question number 8. Propene nitrile CH2 double bond CHCN is made by passing a mixture of propene, ammonia and oxygen after a catalyst at 450 degrees Celsius. CH2 plus NH3 plus 1.5 oxygen is equals to propene nitrile and water. The reaction is exothermic. Draw an energy profile diagram for this reaction on the axis. So basically reactants will be labeled and the products. On your diagram we need the reactants and product, we need the enthalpy change of the reaction, and we also need to show the activation energy. Alright, so this is an exothermic reaction. Let's draw it. So here we have the reactant side. We need to mention that this is a reactant. Alright, and because it's exothermic again, so then the energy of product will be lower than that of reactant. Alright, so let's just draw over here and then we are going to connect them. Keep it straight. Of course you'll draw it, so you'll keep it straight over there. It's just because I'm using this, so it's not that straight. Okay, and then we'll talk about the activation energy. Or wait, let's talk about enthalpy change first. So here we have enthalpy change. which is going to be downwards. All right, this is basically the enthalpy change we have. All right, and then we have activation energy. All right, then we show the activation energy till here. All right, that is E8. This is basically the activation energy. Now moving on to part B, propene nitrile decolorizes aqueous bromine. Explain why. It is because there is C double bond in it. As we can see, it has C double bond in it. Hence, it will decolorize bromide since it will react with it. That is why. The structure of propene nitrile is shown. Draw the structure of addition polymer formed from propene nitrile. We can show the addition polymer. Addition polymer is going to be C CH and C. Let me just make it clearer. And then we have CH2. Alright, and we also have, this is C, and then we have CN over here. Alright, I'll just label it and show it to you. Extension, you need to extend it. Alright, show its extension, that how we're going to continue it. Let me explain you that how do I draw this. So the C over here is the C here, right? This one is this one C. Okay, now as we can see, it's basically this one C. I'm sorry, it's this one C. I just overlooked it. It's this one C. Okay, and then we have one CN over here, and then we have CH2 over here. Okay, that is this CH2. Alright, and then we have CN bonds over here. If I draw it in more detailed way, it would be in this way. Let me know if you want a video on organic chemistry polymerization, and I'll make it for you. It can be C H, okay, and H over here. If I expand the drawing I made over here, and then we have CN, of course, and we have H over here. And then if we continue the chain over here, it's again going to be C H H, and then C CN, okay, and H below it. I hope you are understanding it. In this way we can continue from here as well as from here. So at least show 2 to 3 chains in this way, so that you can score full marks and that there is no risk. If you show like 2 chains, it would be enough, but I'll still prefer that you show 3 chains. Sometimes they might not mark you on 2 chains, so show one on this side and show one on this side. That means draw one more bond over here. Alright, because this is basically the main chain, the main bond, and these are, make a side chain here too. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Alright, moving on to part D. The catalyst used in the reaction to make propene nitrile is molybdenum. Alright, molybdenum is the transition element. State 2 physical properties of molybdenum. Alright, since we get it from transition elements that it has high density, it is really hard, it can be ductile, it can be shiny. There are many, you can just write any 2 of them. Then here we have molybdenum. It's the formula for it is MoCl6 reacts with chlorine. Alright, so this is what is formed after this, and chlorine reacts, alright, at room temperature. This is the formula for this, and it has a melting point of 24 to 54 degrees Celsius. We need to construct an equation. For this equation we can easily use MO. Alright, you can get MO from the periodic table down, and you'll see the symbol for it. or even you can use this because I assumed it from here. If you want to, you can even refer the periodic table and find it, but smartly, if you see, you would go for it rather than wasting time over there. Then we have chlorine at room temperature. What is chlorine at room temperature? Correct, it's a gas. Alright, then we'll make the forward arrow, and then we'll make ammo Cl6. Alright, now since we have 6 chlorine here, so we need to have 3 over here, 3 moles of chlorine. So 3 to the 6, and MO is 1, so we have 1 over here. It's balanced. Alright, this is it for the video. I'm gonna solve further questions in my next video, and if you want to check out my previous video, you can check it in the link in the description below. I'll even upload the link of the playlist of every separate paper that I've made. So stay tuned and study hard. Best of luck for your exams.